Hey beauties, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are doing well. I have picked up the latest foundation at Chantecaille. I was really hesitant. So this is the Future Skin, the oil-free gel foundation. So it is a new product because it's using a new formula of their bestseller foundation at Chantecaille. I did not have the previous formula just because it's not something that I had in my makeup kit, and to be extremely honest with you, I thought it was a little bit too sheer, and it was more of it felt to me like it was just a moisturizing cream with a tint in it. So it was a pass for me, but this one is so innovative. Of course, on today's video, I'm going to be demoing the new foundation. I'm going to do an application after this quick review. So I'll show you on my bare skin, but to give you a little bit of details about this foundation. So it is an innovative oil-free gel foundation. So it's a water-based foundation, boost with botanical skincare benefit. The water-based formula is infused with a plant-based retinol alternative. That means it's so much more gentle on your skin. That means you can use it with your other skincare routine. You can use it on a daily basis. You're not gonna have that very big irritation, or it's not gonna cause or harm your skin, which is extremely important, but you do still get some benefit. And it's got some hydrating Spirodela extract with soothing Chaga Mushroom extract to leave the skin looking flawless and fresh. And honestly, we can all agree my skin looks flawless and fresh. I'm blown away by this foundation. So the big difference between this new foundation and the previous formula is the addition of the plant-based retinol. So it's always been an oil-free gel, water-based foundation, but now you're combining your foundation that has skincare into it with your makeup. You've got the benefit of the plant-derived retinol in your foundation. So to me, is such a winner, is such an amazing product. It is retailing here at £83 and I have shade Nude. I was hesitant for the reason that I've said. I wasn't sure if it was going to be super dewy. I wasn't sure if it's going to set completely. And I didn't want to have something that was too sheer because I just don't use those products. But it is a beautiful foundation. I'm going to swatch it now onto my hand so you guys can see. And so it comes with that little protective lid. So this is how creamy it is. It's the gel formula. There's no oil in it, so it's an oil-free foundation. That means if you have an oily skin, it's still going to be working onto your skin. Amazing. If you have a dry skin, it's going to hydrate your skin. I mean, it's good for everyone. So I'm gonna swatch it on my hand so you guys can see the texture. Look at how beautiful this is. Look at how glowy the foundation is. I absolutely love it. So I said I was wearing shade Nude, and once it dries and it blends, it is the perfect shade for me right now, as you can see on my face, because this is what I am wearing. And the minute you apply it onto your skin, it feels so hydrating. It feels like you've literally applied a fluid moisturizer packed with water and just hydration. But once it's absorbed by your skin, it dries completely, but it just gives you such a beautiful glow. So it has dried completely, and you can still see how, so it's not moving, it's there. It's not sticky, it's not dewy, but you still have the glow. There's honestly only good things to say about this foundation. Maybe just the price tag. I mean, it is still £83, but technology behind it that is extremely good. And because it's packed with benefits, the more you use it, the more you get the benefits. So I think for me, it's a bit of a no-brainer. So this one is going to be definitely staying on my top shelf. So now let's go to the application. Obviously, I didn't have any makeup, so you'll see the full application and how it looks on my skin. All right, so let's go with the application of the foundation. So as I mentioned, I have shade Nude, which I think is perfect for me right now in summer because I do have a little bit of a tan, but definitely I'm gonna have to get a different shade for winter because I'm not gonna have that same bronzy, little bit of a tan going on. Before I apply the foundation, because it's quite light on the skin, I want to go and apply my Forever Glow Star filter because I think it's going to give that most beautiful glow. I'm gonna go with just one pump, and I think I'm down here in the bottle. I've just give it a good shake, so you're not gonna see it, but I'm gonna have to buy a new one pretty soon. So I'm not gonna apply the glow filter on my nose because that's not where I like to have the shine. But on the cheeks and on the forehead, not too much here in the center, but you come on the sides. So I have a small spatula that I'm gonna scoop the foundation out because I don't want to apply it directly onto my face. Probably gonna need a little bit more. And I'm going to use my Victoria Beckham brush. This is the foundation brush and it's number 12. I've just cleaned all of my brush last night. And it's giving such... what I really like about this foundation is how fresh it looks and feels on the skin. It is just perfect for summertime. And I'm only gonna do one side so you guys can compare. And you'll see right away how good it makes your skin look. Like, obviously it's a very light coverage, but what I like is I apply one layer, let it dry, and apply a second layer where I want a little bit more coverage, like this part here where I have skin discoloration. So right away, it's still very glowy, but it has evened out the skin tone. It's kind of hiding the imperfection, but it's looking so natural. Like, see this side, you have skin discoloration, freckles, and this side, you don't see it as much. So that just here, I'll add a second layer, but it's just your skin, but better, and it feels so hydrating. It feels so just fresh onto your skin. This is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm gonna go ahead, add a little bit more and do the other side of my face. You could even apply it with your fingers, it doesn't really matter. I prefer to apply it with a brush, but this is very much up to you. Personal preference when it comes to a foundation like this. Foundation is all dried up, and I'm going to add just a little bit more on, mainly on the center of the face here, where I want to add just a little bit more coverage. Like this. I'm gonna stretch the rest. Just a little bit on the center here. It's so bizarre. So the melasma that I have on my face, I don't sit in the sun. I'm not too sure why it's coming up now, a year, like almost 15 months after the pregnancy. I know it's linked to hormones, so it could just be this, but it's not really cool. Like, I'm doing my part. I'm wearing my sunscreen. I don't sit in the sun. I don't know. And now I'm stuck with this pregnancy mask or melasma, whatever you want to call it. Not cool. That's it. I think it is absolutely beautiful. I just love how it's very radiant. It's giving a really nice light to medium coverage. I like that you can add a second layer It feels so, it doesn't feel, it feels like you're not wearing anything. It's so light on the skin, it breathes. It's just like if you were to wear a fluid, like a very nice light moisturizer onto your skin. It is absolutely gorgeous. So the foundation has dried up completely. There's nothing, and it's something that I was so surprised with, because I thought it was going to stay quite dewy, quite creamy on the skin, but actually once your face absorbs the foundation and the water, it dries completely, but the glow stays there. Obviously, I've used my Forever Glow Star filter under as a base, but it's still, it's your skin, but better. It is honestly beautiful. So in my opinion, 100% worth the £83 that I've paid for it. It is just gorgeous. And see, I've got some fine lines, and it doesn't sit in any of the fine lines anywhere, but it still blurs your skin, and it looks like, I can't believe how natural it looks. But so this is the final look. Look at how beautiful my skin is. It is radiant, it is glowing, it's looking natural without being too natural. Where it's still, like, if I come close, you'll still see my beauty mark, you still see some of my sunspot here, and it is amazing. My skin feels like it's breathing. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing a very heavy complexion. It feels quite hydrating, I have to say, but I love how light and glowy my skin looks. My skin looks really healthy, which I absolutely love. I am blown away by this foundation. I don't know why I was so hesitant. As I mentioned, I think I was just dreading the foundation to stay really sticky, dewy, and creamy, and it's actually really not that. I've powdered, but the technique I'm using, I've shown it in a previous video. I use a big fluffy brush like this, just come into my loose powder pot and just tap a little bit, and literally just tap some onto my face. So it's not like I'm using a powder puff to have a very powdery look. It's not necessarily glowing, it's that really nice reflection, that radiance, and you still see the little spot I have. So it's not a full coverage foundation, and I haven't added much more. I mean, I have blush, I have concealer, but got a little bit of bronzer, but that's it really. And because it's packed with skincare, the more you use it, the more you get results. So it's just a perfect combo. So that is it for today's look. I hope you've enjoyed watching today's video and you found it to be helpful. If you were debating, should I get it, should I not get it? Honest review, 100%. I think it's worth spending that much money if it's in your budget. Obviously, there are always other options, but I don't know that many other options for this product. I think the new version, because it's mixing skincare with your foundation, for me, it's definitely worth it. It is beautiful. So let me know down below in the comments what you think. I know some of you mentioned that you already had the previous version, the other formula, you had many shades of it. So are you going to plan on picking this one up? If no, if yes, let me know. Any comments, questions, put them down below. I'm quite curious to read and come back to you. Girls, boys, I don't know. Do we have any boy watching? Like, actually enjoying my content and not just being weird? I've had to remove some comments because it was extremely inappropriate. Anyway, so let me know what you guys think. As usual, I will be listing down below the makeup product I am wearing on today's look. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. I've got plenty of content for you. I'm posting 3 times a week reviewing all new makeup product, and I am thinking of adding a little bit more of lifestyle. I think I'm gonna broaden up a little bit my channel. So if you guys have any requests, thinking lifestyle, organization, we're already almost July, and I feel like it's going to get close to back to school, back to work after the vacation, and I feel like I need to get myself organized, and it's probably the same for you at home. So I think I'm gonna start mixing a little bit of this into my makeup content. Don't worry, the focus is still the makeup because that is my first love anyway. So enough of me just yapping away. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.